And that is creativity, when you can see, the beauty in dark corners. Like, it's an opportunity to where you can write about it.
Welcome to Let's Talk, ladies. Conversations across generations. I'm MB Roberts, an author and journalist, and this is a podcast where we talk to women from their 20s to their 90s about a bunch of hot topics. We ask questions, share experiences, and learn from each other. And it's not just about older women giving advice. We want to know what younger women are thinking too. So let's get talking. Oh, I'm not creative. A friend of mine said this to me just yesterday. She's a business person, a corporate consultant, really successful. So it's true, her business doesn't involve putting on makeup and costumes and getting on stage to sing. And she's not in a room writing the great American novel or painting big, bright canvases. But does that mean she's not creative? I think her work is creative. She has to come up with solutions and plans and figure out how to deal with difficult people and promote herself. She's an amazing cook, a wonderful trip planner, and you should see her house around the holidays. I think most of us, if not all of us, are creative. But how do you tap into it? That's what we're talking about with our guest today. Emily West is a Nashville-based singer-songwriter. She's really genre-defying. She's country, she's soulful, jazzy, and does dramatic interpretations of classics. She's a theatrical storyteller, and she was the season 9 runner-up of America's Got Talent in 2014 when she was 32 years old. So she's done much, much more since then. Albums, shows, something's always cooking, and she makes great tea. So hopefully she'll spill some tea with us today. I'll be talking to Emily West next. Check out some of her music while we get her in here. Well, hi, Emily.
Hi, MB.
Wow, I'm really so happy to have you. I'm gonna, as we call it in Nashville, we call it gurming when you're like a fangirl or over the top fan. But I mean, I have seen so many of your shows over the years, and kind of we have mutual pals, and so It's just really fun to have you here. And you're perfect for the podcast.
Well, I'm surrounded by pink walls and your brilliant personality, and thank you so much for your support over the years. I'm honored to be here. Thanks for having me.
I love seeing your shows. When you do your Christmas show each year, my co-host, who is not here today but is also loves your music, we give that to each other for Christmas. I didn't know if you knew that. We each buy a ticket, and that's our present to each other, and we go.
Oh, what a gift. And then it's a gift to hear that. So thank you so much for coming and your support.
Yes, she wanted to make sure that you need to record the I've gone blank on the name. It's the Christmas song for the widow, where you're hanging the stocking.
North Star.
North Star.
Oh, and the dog is by the door and is waiting for you to come home.
Oh my gosh,
it's too much. It's too much.
I know. Your songs, they make me laugh and make me cry a lot. So when you feel like crying, but listen, what we're talking about today is creativity with women. And, I know you've heard this. Have you heard someone say, "Oh, I'm not creative," or
yes.
"Oh, I could never write a song"?
My sister.
Does she say that?
She does that all the time. She's the most creative person that I know. I mean, I think that, motherhood is, when you become a mom, that's you're creating life. And she has had 4 kids, and now their kids are having kids, and I'm just watching their lives go by, and it's like, oh my gosh, kids are clocks. And I think anytime someone says that, they could write a book about how creative they are.
Right, your creative solutions, like to entertain them.
Yeah, I mean, just
make
planning
them
parties.
feel better.
Yeah,
oh, that like the fun.
Just the parties. I mean, making a cake is creative. Like, there's so many ways to look at creativity. And I always say this. Sometimes when I'm not thinking right, which I have. You talk about mental illness. Let's just get right into it. Like, as a creator, and as I call myself a creator and a singer-songwriter. I really have to be careful with my thoughts, because there are days where I wake up and it's like, what am I doing with my life? I have bad posture with imposter syndrome. I'm not creative at all. And then, you write a song that day with someone that is just, kind of helps you navigate. And we all need people. It's not just a one-woman show. I'm always talking about my one-woman show. It's like, who am I kidding? It's never a one-woman show. There's so many people that, are the co-pilot in a song, and we need people. It's not just, I think there's a lot of pressure to put on yourself when it comes to, I need to do this by myself. Like, we all need help. We all need a wingman, and that helper that encourages you when you don't really feel encouraged. And yesterday I was talking with you about how I just felt this zest of gratitude. I was driving and I was stuck in traffic and I had the windows down because I left a watermelon in my car. I swear I was going to cut it in 3 weeks. I swear I was going to do it, but then it just exploded in my car, and I'm like, man, what? And I'm just
I just have to say, this is so you to get a waft of gratitude when you're in traffic and something nasty's in your car.
Just something nasty, and that is creativity, when you can see the beauty in dark corners. Like, it's an opportunity to where you can write about it, you can make a joke of it, and not live in that moment, but it was so beautiful. Like, a CeCe Winans song came on, and I had the windows down with my dog. She's about ready to get a haircut, and the sun is shining. And as a creative, you make choices going, yeah, I'm going to do this for my living, and then I'm also going to have this as a side hustle and this as a side hustle. And I'm a little bit kind of at that up in the air, not lost, but just kind of wandering, well, what is next, And that is such an opportunity for I'm just grateful with everything I got to do in this life. If it all stopped tomorrow or today, I would be like, I got to do a show with Daniel Tashin at Brown's Diner with Lyra Lynn, Jessie Balin, all these women, Liz B, that I highly admire. And I'm like, Kevin Rhodes, wrote me a text saying that I'm an empathetic, kind person. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I have all these amazing people in my life. I get to be on a podcast with you, talking about all my neuroses. I mean, this is a dance, man. You got to dance with your neuroses until it makes sense.
Well, they make good copy, as we say, as a journalist, or good things to talk about. What a magnificent way to look at things, though. I mean, I strive for that. Like, if something goes bad, okay, what did that show you that that's data. That's okay, that didn't work. It just sends you to the next thing.
Everything is copy, Nora Ephron.
That's right. My co-host has that tattooed on her arm.
She does.
Katie. Yes.
Oh, Katie,
she really does. But you were just talking about the dark place of creativity, and I actually work on another podcast. It's called The Gray Take, and it's about caregivers. It's about people taking care of their parents or loved ones when they get older. And I love doing it, but I actually, usually after we record, I need to go. I'm an extrovert, but I need to go and have a nap or go into, a cool, comfy place.
Are you a 4 on the Enneagram?
Oh, gosh, I used to know.
That is very much a 4 thing, because I'm a 4.
Feeling it too much?
Feeling it too much to where, and if you are, you can be an extrovert, because I would be considered an extrovert, but if I'm extroverting my time and my energy, I have to, have that time alone.
You have to replenish. I call it an extrovert with an asterisk. Because it's
oh, that's interesting.
It's because I'm not. Someone said, "Oh, are you an introverted extrovert?" And I said, "I don't think that's right. I think I'm an extrovert, but I have to go get some gas."
Yeah, or I'm an introvert with extroverted tendencies.
That could be. I see you as that. That sort of makes sense. But yeah, how do you? There's this cliche that that the best artists are the tormented, depressed,
Yeah.
drug addict, alcoholics, like,
I tried
abused
that.
women.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work. I tried that with my amphetamine abuse, my peach amphetamine issue, my years of my peach amphetamines. But no, I'm a punsmith, so I tend to do
Go
that.
for
But,
it.
yeah. So I'm actually in the middle of reading Julia Cameron's The Artist's Way.
Oh my goodness,
Don't you love that book?
I do.
It's
I
hard.
read it when it first came out years ago. So I'm a wee bit older than you. I got the first round, and then some friends and I did it when the new edition came out.
Okay.
Big fan of that.
Big fan. And, she talks a lot about that. And it kind of like hit me like a hammer because I have been, we get in this business, by looking at it through a lens of a little girl going, I want to do what Whitney Houston does. I want to
sparkly.
I want to be Vanna White. I want to wear sparkly dresses and be Ethel Merman or, and it's like, you get to the dark corners of it and it's like, it's not all, it's not up in lights when you're in the dark corners of it. Cause you gotta, and I'm actually doing I don't want to say this, but I am doing a film about that whole process of
What?
Yeah, of like, going into the empty venue and, figuring out the wires of how the piano's going to, you got to do the hard work before you're up in lights. And whether that's internal or, actual literal work. And, we get 45 minutes to shine and then you got to go off stage and you got to do the work and send the emails and be on time and get that, side hustle going so you can knock out your rent. And it's life is real, and I think that world of creativity, sometimes I forget that there's reality, but that's where we create from. Am I making any sense?
You are making sense, and
Okay,
it's
good.
like it's difficult to make your living as a creative person, a writer or a singer or anything, and how you balance that. But it's like the creative process part of it. I think people who aren't as familiar, like when I was writing a lot of books for years, kind of one after another.
You're a
and
badass, MB. You're a badass.
Oh, don't be too impressed. But it, truly, it was a ton of work, and everybody wants to write a book, a day wouldn't go by when I came out of my cave, because you had to sit there for hours, talk about being an extrovert and going a little wiggy when you have, 8 or 9 hours really where I didn't answer the phone, I didn't answer the door, or it wouldn't happen. And everyone romanticizes it. Not everyone. Folks would romanticize, I want to write a book. If I could just get some time off work, if I could just, I'm going to rent a cabin for a month and go and work on my novel. And I said, well, that would be cool. But I mean, if you want to do that like for a decade or more, as I did, you just need to, in your house, get up and do it every day. Like Nora,
in your house, not in a cabin.
well,
in
I mean, that'd be
Spain.
great if that was if that was available
It's like,
to me.
Right.
And I did that a couple of times, like maybe, okay, we're going to go somewhere, my hub and I, for 2 weeks, and he'll go out and work and I'll do that. That's fine. Change of pace. But I found that sort of takes me a while to get going in the new space. It's the romance novelist Nora Roberts, because she wrote like a zillion books, or it's still going, but people, how do you do that? And she's like, butt in chair. You've heard that.
Butt in chair, it's hard to do.
Butt in chair with songwriting, writing, anything, and it's really not. I mean, the fun part of a book is promoting it, or for me, doing the interviews, and gathering the stuff. But then when you have to sit there, all right, I got these piles of stuff, and then I'd do the math, I'd start getting a little crazy, like, oh my gosh, I have 3 weeks, like, so there was no weekends.
So you have a timeline when you write a book.
Yeah, usually. Every situation is different. If you're writing something that you love and want to do, that's your life's work. I mean, that's up to you. People have taken years, especially if they have another gig. But when I was assigned, when I got a contract to do a book with someone, and it was due, and it was, and then I would start, kind of wigging out, like, I can't get sick. I can't, don't talk to me. I had a big sign, like, is this an hour you want back the day it's due? Sign. Like, don't poop around, play on the internet. But I mean, do people kind of say that to you when they're like, oh, I wish I could be a songwriter. Maybe I'll go to the mountains. And
anybody can be a songwriter. I mean, I think I say that, but I mean, and obviously there's been people, there are people that have been, you have to be a dedicated to your craft. You can't just say, I want to do this and that. You've got to work hard and face a lot of rejection and, look at other people winning. I struggle with that. I get jealous of artists all the time.
How do you not?
Yeah,
how do you not
it's
get
just
a little
like
FOMO.
You get a little FOMO going, man, I guess I could do that. And that's probably the reason why you should do it. And then maybe not. Like, I have this thing with time and like telling the story right. Like, and that's my question for you. But I mean, like, I don't know how to structure the time. Do I tell it from 2007? Do I start at 2014 and then go, because I have all these journal entries. I have a book in my computer. It's just like, do I want to look at that? Do I want to become a victim in it? What is the whole aha moment here? That's what
that's the whole, that I think that's the biggest question. And usually it's what to leave out. Mm-hmm. What do you leave out of the story? Or where does it start? Like a memoir, memoirs don't just start at I was born.
Right.
They start with like, I mean, they can, but it's like it could be, your big story or a big thing and then a fall or, it really just, it's just sort of what story you want to tell.
Right. Right.
And so there's all different ways to do it. This is what I'm curious about, to compare a songwriter to. When I started as a journalist, I was writing a couple of stories. My husband was a Sports Illustrated photographer, and I was in these situations with some really famous sports people. And so I was writing these stories from my perspective, and I'm like, well, what if I use them all up? And I thought I'll run out. And I was so excited, like maybe a year or two in, because I started getting other kinds of assignments, or I would never run out. Would you run out?
I would never run out. I don't think I would. I mean, I haven't so far. I mean, it's like anytime I put my shoes on, I'm like, all right, here's the story. I'm going to go out and we're going to have one at the end of the day,
Well, especially if you look at life like you did. You just said you got caught in traffic and there was a watermelon.
I was going to cut in 3 weeks. I swear to God, I was going to do it. And it just exploded on me in my car, in the hot car.
I mean, they're repaving my street. And the other day, like, I came and I saw that they were doing it right in front of my very tall driveway. And so, no big deal. I needed to park down a ways, but I was fresh from hot yoga and I was in my flip flops and I'm kind of in the ditch. And I'm just like, I just kind of wish there was a video because I just thought it was hilarious. I'm like, of all the days, like I never go to yoga in the morning. And then somebody was knocking on my door about a half an hour later because where I had parked way down, I needed to move now because they were paving. And so I'm like running again, but I just think that's funny usually.
That's life, and that's funny. All those things that
it's something to talk about.
Yeah, something to talk about.
Yep.
And at least you went to yoga.
See, I was just trying to brag.
I saw your clean yoga products in the back of your car when you got your Let's Talk Ladies sign out, and that's something to write about right there.
I don't know
the cleanest car in town.
Wow! I'm my partner who has not the cleanest car in town will be so impressed by that. But well, I'm wondering if do you get antsy when you don't, like, if you're busy, you're traveling, you were just traveling to a songwriter festival, like, do you get antsy when you haven't made something, like recorded something or written something, or it's okay, you just have a break?
I trust that it will happen when it's supposed to. Now, if I'm needing to write it down, I will have this beautiful thing called the iPhone, and I'll just get my notes and I'll just start. This is where it started, and I think when you're older, you appreciate the faces that in the people. When I was at the festival, I'm like, oh my gosh, I knew you 20 years ago. Like Anthony Smith, I was like, oh my gosh, like.
Oh, you saw people you hadn't seen.
I hadn't seen him in 20 years, and then and just like, I have more of a story now to tell. We have this thing in America where it's like, well, you have to be young. No, you have more stories when you're older, and just. I'm
true.
I'm just learning that, wow, age is such a gift and time is such a gift. And it just, if I'm feeling the urge to create, I will. There's no one that can take that away from me. I will show up for myself in that realm, whether it's through song or writing. And that is the gift that I have. Now, the gift I don't have is I need to get more disciplined with, the butt in the chair thing, And one thing I love about being with a publishing company is they put you with other writers. I mean, I book myself if I want to write with someone. I'm like, let's go. But if you have a publishing deal, it can kind of like put you up to the you're a real songwriter, and then they can do your book. But I will always write. I will always write, no matter what.
You kind of have to. I find that.
Yeah.
And that's what's so fun about the podcast is that I just feel like I could do it every day. There's an interesting woman to talk to of any age, any topic.
It's
just
such a cool thing you have going on here, man.
It's
so cool.
Really fun. It's and that's our whole hook is women of different generations comparing experiences. So how has your creativity changed over the year? Like were you a little girl who was always writing in a little diary?
Oh, all the time. I think the first poem I ever wrote, and it's religious actually, even for like a little girl to say, but of course it has to do with looks, and it said, "Emily is pretty, very pretty, but Jesus doesn't look on the outside; he only looks on the inside." And I don't know. It's just, and then I wrote a song called "Recycle My Heart," and that, at the tender age of 8, when recycling was the new thing in Waterloo,
because you were heartbroken.
Iowa.
You were heartbroken, or no? It was just
Yeah,
about
it was
recycling.
just like recycling. I'm like, wow, if someone could if they're doing this with water bottles, they can do this with a heart. You can recycle a heart. And I just had this kind of. I've always spoken in metaphorical way, and it's just kind of like I paint with opportunity, in little dark corners. I paint in dark corners, one could say. And this is another gift of time and just age and everything. I wrote with my friend Eric Paisley yesterday, two days ago. It was 2 days ago. And we wrote a song called, I don't know the title of it, but it's the first line is, because I told him, I go to the places I used to be young. Like in the ever-changing change of Nashville, where it doesn't even know if it has tits yet. It's like, you go off to summer camp, you're like, holy shit, what do I do with all these boobs that I don't know how to move my body? That's
Never
what
happened
the city's
for
doing.
me. I'm still
Never
waiting.
happened for me. I'm still waiting.
No,
I'm still waiting.
Gorgeous.
But this town is changing, and it's kind of like growing into the puberty of what it's going to be. And I'm like, man, I go to these places I used to be young, like all these old venues, like Third and Lindsley. I go to places I used to be young. So that's the first line of the song, and it's like, well, who's going to cut this? What young artist is going to cut this? And so we have to think of that. But I think Tim McGraw could probably cut it.
Oh, why the heck not?
Yeah.
Why the heck? Yeah, Third and Lindsley is a
Love
venue in Nashville where Emily, you perform often.
It's the bar that built me. It continues to build me.
Oh my
sing at
gosh,
the
I
same
love
time.
seeing shows there. I had a friend fly in for the Burt Bacharach tribute you did with Mandy Barnett and Shelby Lynn.
That's another thing I'm so grateful for, is to create with those women. I mean, that was a night, wasn't it?
It really was, and I was trying to describe your music yesterday to someone, and it's really you are all it's really hard to describe.
Mm-hmm.
I think of Patsy Cline, or you're just so jazzy, and I mean, you got country, you've got contemporary, but I love your performances where it's very theatrical. I think of it as kind of sexy, funny standards.
Yeah,
would you think you were born in the wrong era? Maybe
I think I was born in the right era. I just appreciate old school people that just entertainment in general. I like what I like, and so I go to the past. I go to places I used to be young.
Yeah, or somebody was right.
Yeah.
Well, what inspires you now? Like in when you're a little girl writing in your diary. I mean, for me, it was like primarily boys.
Oh yeah, boys all the way.
Yeah, but like what? Just is it life? Is it just how funny and weird and sometimes goofy and annoying it is, and then you just turn it into a fun, like what inspires you just day
well
to
yeah
day?
I used to live on feelings as if it were water, and just every sensory that I felt, I needed to either hate it or love it so much and just ruin my life about it, but now I'm like, everything that I thought that I was supposed to worry about or not like, whether it be an ex-boyfriend, I would just walk in with that feeling and be like, oh man, I don't need to do that anymore. And that's the gift of aging, is like, I'm friends with all my exes now, but I used to write a lot of songs about them.
Well, that's pretty remarkable.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, I just kind of came to terms with that because I'm having dinner with one of my exes tonight as friends. There's no pressure to perform or to get the ring. It's like when you can just relax in your bones and be like, the pressure to be married. It's like, I've never been married. There's that thing where you kind of feel like, as a girl, like, when is he gonna walk in the door? And of course, I'm still very romantic. He could walk in the door. One of these construction guys could walk in the door like, hey, you want to fix my closet?
Construction noise, Nashville is under major
and so am I. I'm under construction with the city. But, just that profound, looking for love. I've let that go, and I'm in love with myself now more than I have ever been. And I think that's the love story in itself. So when you talk about like writing as a little girl, I would write all the time, and it would normally be from a sadness place. Even in the sadness place, I want to find him, and thanks to fairy tales. Dang you, Cinderella.
Yeah, right. I know.
Dang you, Disney.
Really? I know. Snow White. Yeah, don't get us started.
Don't
right?
even get me started.
Well, what do you think? So when you see singer-songwriters or just women in their 20s or 30s today, how is it different for them? I mean, that might be a big, fat, long discussion, but
20s and 30s being an artist now. Oh,
I mean,
now that I'm in my
social
40s,
media,
I get
different. Well, besides sort of the format and the technical stuff, like how is it different to be? I mean, is a lot of it the same? Like, you got to get out there, you got to play all the time, you got to meet people, you got to work with people.
I have such appreciation for anybody that's young in this business, because they somehow have it dialed in, and I'm like learning from them all the time too. But I have
that.
To say,
I call that because I call Katie, my co-host, my reverse mentor.
Oh, that's
She's
so great.
15 years younger than me, and she gets some things from me. So she says,
of course.
But I all the time, I'm like, what should we do here, or what does this mean?
Yeah,
translate for me.
Totally.
I do admire it.
I'm more inspired by the women that have come before me, like, Maya Sharp, Bonnie Raitt, Beth Nielsen Chapman are my big mentors. I mean, Bonnie, I don't know you, but
you're my mentor.
But you're my mentor, and people that I've never met and I'm just like, to hold court in this world that we live in, and to sing a song and move mountains just with your voice and your message is amazing.
Yeah.
And I think that when you're young and you're still trying to figure it out, that question is always going to be there. Love, if we ever figured out the equation to love, there would be no more music. There'd be no more songs. Everyone's still trying to figure it out. I wrote a song. I was so lucky to write 2 songs with Maya Sharp that went on her Tomboy record that was just released about a week ago. And one of the songs is That What Love Does? And it's just, she made it a question, because I came in with like, that's what love does. And she goes, I went on a walk, and it's like, is that what love does? Because you don't know, what does love do? I mean, it shows up, and showing up for your love or your work or nature. And anyway, I learn from every age. I learn from my nephews. My nephew gives me advice.
How old is he?
He's 21.
Oh yeah, I have those young people, and I used to put them on my shoulders or give them a bath. I like to remind them of that.
Yeah,
they get all blush.
I change your diaper.
But yeah,
I watched you be born.
I get so much from them.
Yeah,
I do. Well, that is a perfect way to wrap. I'm so.
It's already done. I just felt like it's one potato chip we ate, MB.
I know. Well, then will you come back and gab again?
Of course, I would love to. I'd love to meet Katie too. Oh, see Katie again.
Yes.
She comes to all my holiday shows.
That's right. Well, you will see her, and we'd love to talk to you again. But thanks for talking to us today.
Thanks for
creativity.
having me. Yeah.
And that's a wrap for this episode of Let's Talk, Ladies, Conversations Across Generations. We'd love to hear from you. If you like this episode, please subscribe to the show on Apple, Spotify, or YouTube. And you can comment on the episode on any of these platforms. We love the feedback, and it also really helps us with sponsors. So leave those comments. We so appreciate it. And follow us on Instagram and Facebook. You can also send us an email at ltlconversations@gmail.com, or leave us a voicemail at 629 888-3542. See you next time on LTL.